Fine, like that. Well, thanks for joining us. I've just come in for the Riverside. I've still got my gear on. It's a bit chilly in the house. Weather's changing. Tomorrow the clocks, as it go forward or back, and we get an extra hour in bed, whatever way. An extra hour in bed's not a bad thing, is it? Thanks as always to the sponsors. There's Galaxy Blinds, GRS Insulation, Cornerstone, Ultimate Windows, Advanced Utility Solutions, Cleveland Systems Engineering, Ocean Lighting, TGM Cars. Thanks each and every one of them. Today's team was Dieng, Engel, Fry, McNair, Van den Berg, Jones, Berlazer, House and Greenwood, Crooks and Coburn. On the bench was Glover, Clark, Latty Laugh, Rogers, Gilbert, Dick Steele, Silvera, Coburn, and Banguera. That was the team. What did I think of the game? I went into the game thinking we might nick it 1-0. I know they'd beaten Leeds during the week, and I know they've went in a few games unbeaten, but I thought they'll stifle us. And Alec Neil, the manager, he's got quite a good record against us over the years, no matter where he's been. For me, Borough, it was an under-par performance from Middlesbrough today. I don't know why. I mean, people say, oh, well, young Hackney was out, he was. Foz is missing yet. McGree yet. I get all that. Smith is missing. Yeah, there's been a bit of disruption, but we've been in such a rich vein of form that I thought, we maybe nick it 1-0 today. We went out and we huffed and puffed. Midfield, I thought we were overrun. Defensively, we were flawed. They scored 2, could have scored 1 or 2 more. And up front, just weren't good enough. You know, anticipation was poor. There was a couple of gilt-edged chances where balls come in for the flanks. In middle of the goal, opportunities, keepers caught near post. Middle of the goal, I think it was, Latty Laugh missed one when he came off the bench. Jones had missed one. Big Coburn had missed one. There was times we got in good positions wide and it was poor service in. That's another talking point. But we didn't do enough in the ball. Didn't create enough. We created a few, but could have created more. But the one thing Stoke did was they did the homework. I would do it, knowing I know I'm Middlesbrough because of my team. Alec Neils probably says, listen, they're probably a better footballing team than us, or they are a better footballing team than us. If we allow them to play, they'll kill us. They'll play around us. They'll create opportunities at will. So let's stifle them. Let's close them down. Every attempt, get in amongst them, ruffle them. Don't allow them to lift their head. And Stoke did it very efficiently. And Stoke stopped us from performing today like we have in previous games. I personally don't think it's a bad thing to get beat. Could have been 7 league games in the bounce, but not to be. 6 in 1 League One. But it's a wee wake-up call that, you know, things will happen through the winter months. I says last week before, loss of form, injuries, cards. I tell you, there was one decision today. It was big Paddy McNair pulled and hauled the guy, got a yellow card. Some people around about were saying, oh, it's a red. It wasn't a red because we did have one covering player. But the guy just done him for pace and Paddy had to pull, haul and nearly probably shut off. But we weren't good enough today. We got what we deserved, was nothing. And, you know, a lot of people say bad day at the office. It was a bad day. I'm not going to sit here and be overcritical. We've been in terrific form. And it's just a wee wake-up call and a reminder. You can't go out there and think it's just going to happen. I'm not saying we went out with that mentality, but we were sitting all over the park. And these things happen. And it's important now to go in the cup game. A lot of people still don't give a damn about the cup, but I bet you give a damn when we qualify for the quarterfinals and you're queuing up for tickets. Or if we get to Wembley, you'll be queuing up for tickets and then you'll be moaning. But the majority of people don't want to progress in the cup, and I find it absolutely ludicrous. You're hoodwinked, you're kidded, you're bluffing. It's an excuse. We've won 1 cup in 147 years. And it's important to stay in the competition. I mean, I think Mansfield played Port Vale. Imagine getting one of them in the next round, you'd fancy getting into semis, and then a bit of luck and fortune, dodgy decision, whatever, because there's some big teams left, like City and all that, and Man U, and, you know, a bit of luck and fortune, you end up in the final. And we've only won one competition, 147 years, and those who think, oh, let's concentrate in the league, I know a lot of you do, I think you're bonkers. We've concentrated in the league for 14 years and we've only been in the Premier League once in 14 years. And we've been dumped out the cup early doors. In the cup. It's nonsense. It's an excuse. I'll read these, hopefully, if I get time. Mohammed says, hello, Bernie, Joseph Slavin, gutted we lost it. It wasn't brilliant. Ipswich are flying and Sunderland took 3 points. I've not looked at the other games. I've just been rushing about for the Legends Lounge at the Riverside to the Dovecot in Middlesbrough, and I've dashed in. I've just sat down as I've still got my jacket on. But I heard a lot of the teams round about as one today. Never turned up today. Looked like they were wearing lead boots. That's not a bad description. Yeah, but looked heavy-legged. But looked as if we've put a lot in recent weeks. I'm not buying into that buck fatigue and tiredness 12, 13 games in. I'm not buying that. But there were times where I thought the same. Yeah, wearing leaded boots. Stoke looked like the home team. That to me, that's what they looked like. Stephen Owens says, we have been Tommy Tit rhythmical at home ever since we moved to the Riverside. Ah, no, that's not necessarily true. Remember we beat Man City one year. Was it 8, Stephen? Rewind the clock. Man City. Yeah, them now, it's flying. We beat them 8. Under Sven-Göran Eriksson. Samuel says, hi Bernie. Hi Samuel. Hope you're well, mate. Gutted the run has come to an end. Shows how important Hackney is. Stoke had worked us out. We regroup and push on. Of course we do. I mean, we can be critical of performance. It wasn't good and not good enough and lead boots and all that. But we can't go overboard because we've had a great run. We turned the corner magnificently well. 6 wins in the bounce. 7 if you include the league game, the cup game. Today would have been 7 league games. That would have been brilliant. That's my favourite number 7. Wasn't to be. So not overcritical, but just a wee bit up the backside that let's not go out and think it's just going to happen. I don't think the lads did that, but it didn't happen because they were in my faces, didn't allow us to play, knew we were a good footballing team and don't let them express themselves, and they did it convincingly and deserved the win. But talking about Hackney was a loss. Foz is obviously a recurring injury, I think it is. Smith, good luck to that kid, he's out for the season. We'll still have a few of the big lads missing. McGree's missing, but we can't make excuses on today. We still had a good enough team. The majority's played first team football. No excuses, just went at it. Only take 3 or 4 to be out of sync. We seem only to play outside. This is for Nick Henderson. We seem to only play outside the box as much as we have won games from that. When it comes to crosses in the box, there is only 1 or 2 in there. We need to mix our game, otherwise we are predictable for others. Nick, I agree. Frustrating as well. If I'm up the middle and I'm doing my runs into the box, and the wide men don't get the ball and they keep hitting the first man or fanning about, messing about in wrong positions. There was times Johnny Howson drifted to the right. They'd him, they'd Jones, Vanderberg, all run about a radius with 10, 12 feet, and they're messing about. Howson, I know he's a centre midfielder, got a chance to put it in the box, but he plays it to John. John plays it back. Then we play it. And then eventually he's in. Too late. If you got a chance to put it in, put it in. And there's times like that and you hit the first man. But there was one great ball come in the first half. And I made 11 out tap-ins, and people say tap-in merchant. How can nobody can miss for that? You know, tap-ins are easy. Well, I seen one for Big Coburn. He came in for the right. Coburn's middle of the goal. The keeper's near post, so he's out the game. And Coburn's just missed it with a split second. Gone. I say anticipation. I think I could have knocked it in now with my suit on. It's a tap-in, and everybody goes, it's easy. But then I've seen again today, it's not so easy. Second half, there was one come in for the left. Jones came running in, missed it. Chance. He laughed at the chance. So we had 3 or 4 good chances where they're classed as tap-ins, and yet we don't get on the end of them. We don't tap them in. So, yeah, it was disappointing. All over the field today was disappointing. It was a poor result. But it's not the end of the world. 7 games we huffed and puffed. 6 league games we turned it around. Were amazing. And now today's a hiccup, and I don't think it's any more than that. Tony Smith says, why is it when we are below par as a team and not an individual? So why is it when we are below par, it's as a team, not as an individual? Well, if an individual is off par or 2, then that's no big deal. But when the whole team's out of sync, I know what you're saying there, Tony. But there was nobody really at the races today. I mean, if I was to give a man of the match today, I probably would have held on to the bottle of champagne. I don't think I'd have distributed the bottle. I don't think anybody really went above the parapet and made a name for themselves today. Andy Norman Martin says, I'm all for bringing young players through, but don't think Coburn is quite ready for it yet. 1 goal and 1 assist so far. What's your thoughts, Bernie? Andy, Norman, Martin. Andy, I was discussing this in the lounge. Young Coburn, I'm going to repeat myself here, but was probably surplus to requirements last season. Well, he was out on loan. He returned. He was going to be loaned out again, go to Plymouth, whatever. Because of the lack of strikers come in, Carrick decided to keep him. And now he finds himself on the team. But it's a hard, difficult, horrible job for an inexperienced youngster, playing against 2 hairy-ass centre-backs. It's a tall order. He's getting pulled, he's getting hauled, he's getting kicked. A lot of you don't even see. You're watching the guy in the ball. Coburn's trying to make moves. Guys are pulling and hauling him and elbowing him. And it's difficult. So every time he's playing now, he's up there isolated. And I have to say, when Akpom played behind the front man last season when he was so successful, obviously Giles's balls had a lot to do with it. But Akpom linking up with the front man as a duo was a problem for defenders. Big crooks of the day, there was a fair old gulf, 20, 30 yards between him and the front man, Coburn. Sometimes Big Coburn was isolated up there. You know, it's a tall order. It's a very, very difficult job. I couldn't have played that role. We've seen Jordan Rhodes couldn't play the role. We paid £10 million for him. Akpom, he couldn't play that role on his own up front. Coburn is given the role because he's big and more aggressive than other lads we've got, and he's got more height than Latty Lafsey. But it's a difficult job. So Coburn's done well with what he's hammered with. But to ask the lad to score goals, compete with 2 central defenders every week, and the guy behind 20, 30 yards away, I think it's unfair to a degree. And it's easy to point the finger at Coburn when other guys should be given more assistance and more help and try to help him out. Evening, Bernie Legend. Morgan Littlefair, hiya Morgan. Progress, but we need to improve more, Bernard Joe Slevin. We do, Morgan. I think we all know that now. Good turnaround. It's been progressive. Players starting to settle in and gel. There's been a wee bit of disruption because of injuries. But we're still a good footballing team. But Stoke did not allow us to play today. They stopped it. In my faces. I mean, we were getting ball. Usually we get the ball, the centre halves go to the left, back to the right, to the middle, and then out to the right, and we just play along. And we have done that over the course of this season, last season. We didn't get time to do that. Every time we passed it, they were in there. Woof, woof, woof. I watched Tottenham last night. Can't I say the former Celtic manager's name? Postecoglou. That was a band, wasn't it? Kajagoogoo. No, Postecoglou. His team last night, I watched Son closing down work rate. Every one of them, Maddison, they're all talented players. They closed down, Palace down. And they've done that every game since Postecoglou came in. And I watched Stoke today and they did the exact same, closing down. I'm not saying they're good as Tottenham, but they didn't let us go at them. They always had their head down, which is a difficult role. So it was disappointing. Andy Keegan says, even the evening, Andy, passing today was atrocious. It's a good word for a Saturday. Reminded me of a few games in the first 7 we played. Goes to show how important the players are that were out today. Yeah, look, Hackney got a lot of mentions. Hackney scored 1 goal. He's not a prolific goal scorer. Does he create a great deal? Probably not, but he's very good for giving support to the front men and supporting the back line. And today was a bit in the middle with Johnny Howson and Beleza. Weren't firing all cylinders like the majority of the team. So things were out of sync today. As I say, the lad mentioned earlier, some of the players looked as if we had lead boots on, or the team had lead boots on. And there may be a wee bit of fatigue, but 13 games in, should you really be feeling it? But I want to ask you as Borough fans, I ask you all the time, Exeter, Tuesday, how important is it? Or have you just written off, let's concentrate in the league? You give me that palaver every season. No Close says, Sam Greenwood never tracked back. Out to help Engel 3 times it happened. Stoke overlapped down the right before the goal. Fair point. No. But again, he has to get really used to the way we play and perform and what his duties are. He likes going forward, but he has to do a job defensively as well. So that'll be something I'm sure Carrick will be drumming into him. One of them days for me for Stephen Sharp, just simplicity. Matt McNeil said, Billy Joe Sladen, did you leave at half time? Me? No. I thought the second half were better, but still never hit the heights we've been doing there, Mark. I always see the game out, first half and second half. I don't leave to the bitter end. But yeah, we did a bit better second half. One of the best chances we had was first half when Coburn cut in for the right and hit the bar. That was a good effort. We'd won it fizz by the post second half, Johnny Howson. I mean, I marked all the chances down, but at the end of the day, there were chances, but we never scored. And at home, the onus is on us to score a goal and break down the opposition. We've did that in recent weeks. Today, it was a bad day. We weren't good enough. So regarding the second half, bit better, Matt, but nowhere near as good as we've played. We got with deserved Bernard, Zilch, Annette, Nelly Hughes. Hi, Annette. Well, I agree with that. I don't think if I was playing today, I'd say the same things. If I was sitting here, I was saying the same things. Didn't deserve anything today. As I say, they worked their backsides off, they closed us down, they harassed us, never let us lift our heads, created things, carved the defence open time and time again. They could have had another couple of goals as well. There was one thing that annoyed me first half. Ball went up the left. The left, we weren't really in it up the left. In the first half, non-existent. But we did get one ball in the first of any quality. One ball in. And there was only Jones in the box. They had about 5 defenders back. None of us gambled and anticipated getting in that box. And that disappointed me. Coburn needs to be taken out of the firing line. He works hard, but he misses too many chances. He's had a good run. He's for Trevor Chavo. He's a good run in the team. It's time for change up front. No doubt we will come good. He needs an arm around him and be told, you've had your chance. Now sit on the bench and learn. I'm not having a go at him, but he's had a good run in the side, to no avail. Centre forwards are supposed to be goal scorers, and at the moment he's not scoring. Well, Trevor, centre forwards of old they were classed as good players or keeping the position to score goals, but I don't think the modern player has to score goals. I know it's sort of hard to believe, but I think a lot of modern strikers go out there thinking, we'll score a few a season, make a few and just run about and work their backsides off and we're fine. But I'm in agreement with you. If you don't eventually start scoring goals, for me, you should miss out. But Coburn's did fantastically well as a youngster, knowing that he was on his way, got in by a stroke of luck. He's worked hard, he's worked that line brilliantly well. He's been part of the good run we had when we turned it round. We'll find out if he's going to be on the bench. But who do you play directly up front? Me, I would like to see Coburn up front with Latty Laugh behind him. And when the ball's going to Coburn, Latty Laugh, who's lightning quick, goes and joins him and links up with him. Big man, small man. And give that a wee chance to see how it develops. I would like to see that personally. Might not work. But that big man, small man, I went through my career as a small man. I'm 5'11", whatever, 5'12". I went up there as a small man alongside a big man. When the ball's in flight, I'd be on my way and I'd link up and get the crumbs and get the bits. I don't think we do that. When the ball goes up there, Crooks is miles away and the big man's up there isolating his own, waiting in help, waiting in assistance. Sometimes it doesn't come or he loses the ball. It's his job to hold it up, battle against 2 centre-backs, which is a tall order, and then hopefully the players come up and join him fairly soon. And sometimes today, it just never happened. Kieran is it Basnet? I was going to say whatever. Carry out, don't be so silly. Samuel Elliott says, change of formation, 2 up top to help Coburn out a little and build his confidence. Well, Samuel, as I say, I'm still saying play the number 10 role, so Latty Laugh, why he could play 10 and get away with it? Because he is lightning. I don't think Big Crooks is lightning. But Latty Laugh, when the ball's in flight, he's like a rocket. He's up there helping out. Then he can fall back in again, pick up the ball. And the centre-halves don't come with him because they're cutting. The 2 have to stay with the 1. So Latty Laugh goes deep, gets away from the centre-back, gets turned. The 2 centre-backs will have to run to the toilet when they see Latty Laugh running at him. Because he's really quick and he's a handful. And then lighting up with Coburn, I don't think it'll be a problem because he's lightning quick. Whereas Big Crooks, he's a bit, well, he's slower, isn't he? He's not exactly quick. I'm going to sneeze. That's my mate. He's still wearing that Brute aftershave. That Brute 99. Excuse me. I need a drink of water. Borough go up. Or the Smiths come back to life. James Mayhew. That's a tough one, that. That's a tough one. Norman Shute says, still top 6, pal. Norman, how you doing, mate? We want to be top 6 coming into the season. Top 2 would be magnificent, but realistically, top 6 would be great. James Mayhew says, Borough go up or the Smiths come back to life. The Smiths, of course, with Morrissey and Johnny Mann company. Well, the Smiths can't return. One of them, sadly, tragically passed away, but I know what you're saying. The Borough go up. Kev Naylor says, we missed you. Oh, dear God, see this guy, Kev Naylor? I've never met him. He comes on here regular contributor, and I appreciate that, but he can't get Rudy Gestead out his head. He needs to go and see something. Get Rudy Gestead. His influence is a big miss, dear God. His influence, yeah. I love reading it out because it just, yeah. Poor performance, Stoke were poor, but we couldn't string a pass or attack. Stephen C. Smith. I mean, you say Stoke were poor as an away team. They were all workhorses, and they passed it a bit, and they created some good chances. They scored 2, poor defending their part, but they created some good chances. There's one first half they created, they went through 1-on-1, the lads scuffed it straight to the keeper. Should have been a goal. Matt Neil says, Ali Neil always seems to do his home on us. Yeah, I mentioned that in the lounge today. They press us high, Housen and Beleza, too similar. And what do you think? I think Beleza's a wee bit more of a footballer than Johnny. That's not been disrespectful. I think Housen's experience and shoring up the midfield and helping in defence and plenty of simplistic passes. I think Beleza likes to hit longer passes and he's more of a footballer. But as I say, you can't just point at it. Nobody get going today. And Hackney was a loss. Hackney's been an ever-present in the main. And it's a loss. Colin Fright says, Beleza was poor today, especially in the first half. His passing was poor. Yeah. Look, if I'm a central midfielder and I'm passing 5-10 yard balls, 99% of them should be accurate. If I'm Beleza hitting 30-40 yard balls, trying to hit defence splitting balls, the odds are that there's going to be ones going missing and go astray. I think my granny could play 10 yard balls square all day. You know, when you read stats and you get accurate passes, so-and-so was 100%, so-and-so was 50%. If you're passing short, non-creative passes, you should be accurate. But I think Beleza's got more about him. He's got vision. He looks up, he's scanning who's in front and who's wide, and he's trying to hit passes that sometimes they do go astray. Paul Richard says, better team won, but we still bounce back with 2 wins next week. Exeter and Plymouth, and then a sellout crowd against leaders Leicester up the Borough. Have you seen that? That's not my hairy chest here, that's a cat. I welcome all animals. Up the Borough, love you, Bernie. Cheers, Paul. Thank you very much. I hope you're right. Exeter, let's beat them in the cup. Let's do the business down against Plymouth. Was it a happy hunting ground for me? I remember that. My memory of Plymouth for Middlesbrough. I played under Bruce Rare, who I absolutely loved. And he moved me to the outside left. I've told the story before, but there's new contributors. So we played at Plymouth, and I'm playing left wing to accommodate Davenport or whatever it was. And I'm not happy. And I'm not getting a kick because the majority of right-footed kept going to the right. So at half-time I threw a tantrum. He has a go at me, Bruce. He goes out the second half. We won the game, but I've still not really performed. Still peeved off. And I'm fussing the door, and Bruce is... I tell these when I do my talks. Bruce is standing at the doorway, and I walk under his arm, and he doesn't say a thing to me despite the victory. The next 10, 11 players, well done, brilliant, well done, magnificent. Slams the door and says, you're a disgrace. And he hammered me. I deserved it. I threw the dummy out the pram and I got it. But the week later we're playing at home. Can't remember the opposition. And back then they used to pin the team sheet up on the wall. And we'd get there at 2 o'clock match day. And you would read the team. You didn't know the team, you'd read it. 2 subs back then. Anyway, it read, it was typed out 1 to 11. So there was Pears, Parkinson, Cooper, Pallister, Mowbray, Hamilton, But number 7 was missing. And at the bottom, he'd got the secretary to put, if number 7, which is me, wishes to perform today, he can fill the vacant space. I was raging. And I remember going to the toilet, raging, still in disbelief that he'd put this, and came back, and I went to read it again in case I was seeing things. And one of the lads had got a pen and writ Joe Hunt. Joe Hunt was a kit man. He might have played better that day than me. But that was typical Bruce. I rolled my sleeves up, by the way. I think I probably scored that day. But it got me going, it got me wound up. It's surprising that everybody except Borough knew they would put balls on the right side. To the right. That's exactly where the goals come from. Yeah, Mark, but it wasn't just about the balls on the right. Yeah. Surprising that everybody except Borough knew they would put balls on the right side. That's exactly where the goals. Yeah, I know that. But everything about Stoke just didn't let us play. Stifled us, smothered us, just closed everything, closed every avenue. You know, many times we see Fry getting the ball and saying, there you go, to the left back across, there you go. Never get any time to do that today. The centre-halves were under the cosh from the off. We missed Hackney hugely today. That's with Matt Scott there. Had Colin Adama Traore was fast but never had an end product. Well, Adama Traore when he was here was lightning. Should have been an Olympic runner, sprinter. Magnificent runner, great physique, tricky, pacey. But he's never reached the heights that what he's got. He's never reached the heights. And the thing is, because he doesn't create and doesn't score, he flatters to deceive. I says that when he was at Middlesbrough and he went to Wolves and he's never cut it there. As a kid was at Barcelona, some of the big boys, Madrid, whatever. Came over here and he's never really cut it because his final product, you need a product. If you're a winger, you need to cross the ball. If you're a centre forward, you need to score goals. If you're a defender or a goalkeeper, you need to keep clean sheets. And if you don't do them, then you're not contributing. You're not. There's no benefits you being there. When I played, I had to score goals. Whenever I was peeved off, I was down the dumps. I went through every season wanting to score 20, 25, 30, whatever. I had it in my head. I don't think modern strikers go through their careers like that now. Might at the top clubs, but I don't think a lot of modern players think like that. And I think that's criminal. You're paid to be creative. So in the midfield, you should be creating chances and helping the defence. Wingers create and get back and help your full-backs. And up front, create and score goals. Dick Steele should have played right back. Yeah, Dick Steele, come on, didn't he? From the off, obviously Smith. And good luck to the boy Smith. Some people are assuming and presuming that he's out to the end of the season. Let's hope that's not the case. Let's hope he's back sooner rather than later. Nicholas Matthews says, just think the better team won the day. I agree they were the better team. If you think Borough was the better team, you must have been on the drink because Borough were not the better team today. Need to regroup, go again. No need to dwell on it. It's gone now. This would be Nicholas Matthews. Let's move on and put things right. That's a good way of putting it. As I say, we can't be overcritical. Middlesbrough, 7 games, start of the season. Didn't go to plan. A lot of flack flying about, and rightly so. We expected more. And then the last 6 league games have been terrific, great results. Won every one of them. 7 if you include the cup game, the League Cup game. And then today, we've lost out, and it's not the end of the world. Disappointing, yeah, but all good runs come to an end. Let's hope we can start another one now. I'll read a few of these out as we break. Ben says, Bernie, are you surprised how am I reading this? This might be about the Borough. How well the former Celtic boss is doing at Spurs. Postecoglou. I'm surprised. When he went to Celtic, I remember saying, who's he? For Australia. What do they know about football and all that? I mean, he's been in Japan and did well, and he's been in Australia, but when he came to Celtic, I was like, whoa. Then he won the treble, and I watched the brand of football, and I thought. And then they were mentioning Spurs, and I listen to national radio, and a lot of the pundits and the fans on there, well, fans in particular, were saying they were scathing. Postecoglou, yeah, Mickey Mouse football in Scotland, yeah, that's one thing, but doing it in England, we've had top managers, serial winners like Mourinho and Conte. What's he going to do down here? Now he's the most successful manager in the opening amount of games ever. And they've not been beat yet. And they're top of the league. So we should never judge a book by its cover. He's done magnificent, let's be fair to him. And he's proved that he's up there in the command management. And the one thing he's got, like guys like Ten Hag at Man U, he must be the most uncharismatic man in football. Every time I look at him, it looks as if somebody's robbed him or... It's alright, man management has to be good and you need to be ruthless, and I think he's a disciplinarian and I'm all for that. But you need a bit more than that. And big Postecoglou last night after the game was getting interviewed with Gary Neville and company. And he was having a bit of fun in between. I know it's easy to laugh when you're winning, but this guy, everybody seems to have taken to Postecoglou, whatever his name is. Whatever his name is. Glue, we'll call him. He's got personality. And you need that. I think he's ruthless as well. He's dropped one or two of them for some misdemeanors, but he's a big personality. And I think that goes a long way as well. You can't just be heavy-handed all your time. Jones played poor today along with housing up the Borough. He did, Andrew. I'm sure they'd agree. The lads will be open and honest. I'm sure if you asked them, they would tell you that as well. I agree with you, Bernie. No disrespect to Crooks, but Crooks is a cat. Well, I didn't say the word. I didn't go as far as cat horse. I said he was slow. Latty Laugh is a racehorse. No, he's a sprinter, not a racehorse. He should be playing just behind Coburn. I would like to see that, Ian. No, it's just assessing things the last few weeks, thinking, do you know what? Coburn up front, the wee man behind who's the fastest in the team. Some people say McGree could play there, but I still like McGree floats around. I still like that, come in for the left and goes anywhere and everywhere, and he contributes and scores goals. He replaced Tavernier, no problem, didn't he? A lot of people saying, oh, Tavernier, who's going to replace him? McGree's a better footballer and international and gets more goals than Tavernier. Not being disrespectful to Tav, but I always thought Tav should have did more with what his age and what he was about and score more goals and be more creative. McGree's proved that. So I'd like to see Latty Laugh, who's lightning quick. Ball's going to Coburn. Latty Laugh, no matter how deep he is, he'll get on there. He'll be up there and helping them with his pace. Poor team performance today, Bernie. On to the next one. Up the effing Borough. See how I say is effing. Ray says, do we still need a striker in January, Wolfman? I've been saying that since the start of the season. Yeah, we need... Look, if we sign a striker for 3 million who can't get in the first team, and we're playing a guy in Coburn who was going to be out on loan to Plymouth, and he's number one striker, we've got a problem up front. What more proof do you need? You bring in a guy for 3 million and you don't play him every game. You play a guy that's born and bred in Borough who costs us nothing, who was going out on loan, and he's our number one striker. It tells you that Carrick's not confident in something or somebody or the two of them. And I think he's still at odds as to what's his best strike force. I personally don't think he has got a best strike force at the minute. He's still trying to find that out. Carrick needs to sign. Where did that go? Oh, it disappeared. I apologise on this YouTube, as I say. I can't really get into that. Let me read this. Where are we? Rob says, bad news about Tommy Smith, Benny. It is, I mean, injuries... It's a stroke of luck, a run luck, and it's very unlucky for Tommy Smith. Injured, was it Birmingham he got injured? He's meant to be out for the season. I think it's an Achilles injury. But McGree's still out. I don't know his problem. Lenihan's still out. Foz is out. So there's a few mounting up, but obviously the longest injury looks like Tommy Smith. Tommy looked as if he'd settled in, he's enjoying it, he's doing a job, and yeah, just majorly disappointing. Good luck to the lad. Let's hope he's back sooner rather than later. John says, how important is Exeter in the Cup for you, Bernie? I keep hearing you rattling on about it. I think it's very important. Very important. I mean, quarter-final, there's Manfield and Port Vale still in it. Now, if we meet one of them, you fancy it again, and then before you know it, you're in the semis. And then a stroke of luck, a home game against one of the big guns. I know we're dreaming here and hypothetical, but you end up in the semi-finals, and anything can happen. You end up in the final. And all those of you that moan and say, oh, we're not interested, you'll be queuing around the riverside, moaning when you don't get a ticket. I've seen it for years. But as I say, it's no bearing on it. And if you think it is, well, we've been 14 years in the Championship. And we've been in the Premier League 1 in 14 years. And we've been out in the cup competitions early every season, and we've still not made it. You kidded. Need free agents in, but Carrick refusing. So Mohammed says we need free agents in, but Carrick's refusing. Well, Carrick maybe, I've not seen the quote for Carrick, but I'll bow to your superior knowledge. Well, if he's refusing, he's obviously wanting players in that's full time then, so he can work on them. Because the majority of players at the 12 we brought in the summer, the majority are here signed 4-year contracts. So maybe he's looking for somebody that he can work on coaching wise for a duration rather than somebody that does the business from now to the end of the season, then he's off again. Can he build on sand? Can you? I've said that for years. Miss Hackney today, Burnley, the midfield had no control and the back was very poor. That's for Dave Saunders. Mark says we needed more steel today with McGree, Hackney and Smith to match Alec Neil's Stoke. But it's a problem. It's a problem when they're out against a team like Stoke, but let's put it behind us. Yeah, look, Stoke's not the best team in the league by any stretch of the imagination. Do I think they'll be top 6? I don't think they will. But they came, they did a job, give credit where it's due. Disappointing for us as Borough fans. But I sometimes think more can come out when you get beat than actually when you win. I think today, bit up the backside, wakes a few of the lads up thinking, whoa, we were in a rich vein of form, confidence sky high. We've been out today and maybe mistreated it, not think we're unbeatable and, you know, we're faultless and everything's going my way and everybody's on their side and we're getting praise now. And they're starting to overthink it and take it in and think they are that. When you start thinking that, that's when things go wrong. I would sign Stefan Johnson, ex-Fulham and QPR midfielder. I've not seen enough of the comment, Mohammed, but I would bow to your knowledge. Nick Close says we take it in the chin like, I was going to say like a man, but take it in the chin. Well, I'll say like a man. And move on to the next game. That's Nick Close. Patrick Moses says, was Pulis back coaching Stoke again? Stoke are a physical team, I knew that. You know, I remember playing for, I went to Stoke-on-Trent, stayed down there, played for Port Vale when I left Middlesbrough. Didn't want to go, I was driven out, but joined Port Vale. And I remember playing Stoke 2 games in, and they were clogged. I mean, it's a derby game down there. There was 20-odd thousand packed in Vale Park, and the atmosphere was electric. There was a hostile atmosphere. There was a few boots flying. But my memory of that day was I never scored. I had a few good efforts for distance, unusual, unlike me. But they keep a pull off great saves, which was unusual because it was your man for Liverpool. Who do you call him for Liverpool again? It was chipping in goals. Remember him? Give me his name. He went to, was he for South Africa? Grobbelaar. Bruce Grobbelaar. He made a couple of great saves. He couldn't have been getting a backhander then. No, he was taken to court, wasn't he? Or he was in trial, whatever, for, says he was chipping game, but I think he got away with it. He wasn't chipping them that night because he saved a couple of mine. January transfer window, our number one priority has to be prolific striker. Fox in the box like you were, Bernie, will do nicely in Plumpton. Somebody mentioned that to me today. I agree, but I disagree because I think the modern game, the modern game, I don't believe that. Hold on. In the modern game, I don't believe that there is. Hold on, am I still on here? Hold on, give me a second. Oh, it's disrupted the thing. Clap. Your viewers are waiting for you. Please come back. Am I back? Am I back? Yes. Disruption there. Sorry. Apologies. Where was I reading out? Let's see. Yeah, Fox in the box. I don't think there's a lot of Fox in the boxes in the modern game. I don't know if teams want Fox in the box, but I would. I'd love a Fox in the box. Okay, gets you 20-yard goal. I mean, Chuba Akpom wasn't a Fox in the box, but he arrived in the box late and he gave the front man support when need be. But I still think we need somebody we can hang my hat on and say, no matter how the performance, how we're doing, he'll score us a goal. And I don't think we've got that. I went through it before. Coburn's still a raw lad, giving it his best shot. Is he prolific? I don't think he will be. That's what I believe. He'll get a few goals, but not prolific. Is Crooks prolific? No, I think he'll get a few goals, not prolific. Is Latty Laugh? No, because I think he's not got the composure and he's not calm and cool enough or ruthless enough when in around the goal. He seems to rash and be snatching at things. So at the minute, we have not got a prolific goal scorer. Chuba was the last for a long, long time. you know, Viduka was a top striker. We're talking big bucks here and big name players, and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, the Croatian International, Alan Box. Those were big players, big names. We've not got that calibre of player, but we've not got somebody we can hang our hat on. Do you see somebody? But the fox in the box, I think those days in the main are over. Alec Neil's teams also seem to get one over, as I mentioned that today, yeah. January transfer window, yeah, it was a profit share fox in the box. Yeah, Ian, as I say, I don't know if we're looking for a fox in the box. Hello again from Romania, that's with Graham McTiernan. Hi, Graham. Romania. Every time I think Romania, I think Hadji. Remember Hadji? What a player he was. I knew of him. I knew how good he was. And then I sat on the bench for the Republic of Ireland. Was it the playoffs? Was it the playoffs or was it the group section? I think the playoff games. And I watched Hadji live. Amazing. He didn't get a goal, but he must have had 20 shots at goal. He was amazing. Great left foot. He's a free agent, Bernie Joseph Slavin. He is Norway international. Well, if he's not international, he must be a half-decent Norwegian. If he's a free agent, well, why is Carrick hemming and hawing about free agents? Sobi Kaba last season was banging in for Cardiff and loan. I would look at him. Well, we've got a scout network. It's not out for me to look or you to look. It's out the scouts and the director of football to... I'm sure they are. I'm sure they know everybody that plays in this country and Europe. But again, something comes down to money. Even if they're free agents, it might be personal what they want. It may stop Middlesbrough from bringing them in. Where am I here? How important Exeter? Yeah, as I say, Exeter, important to me. I hope we progress into the quarter-final. I hope we get a big team in the next round. I know I'm jumping the gun and it's a home tie for once. Every game's been away this time. But we've won one trophy in 147 years. Come on. It's time that we won another one, isn't it? Francesco, I think that's his name. League Cup action coming up against Exeter. How far do you want to go in the competition for Borough semi-final? Or semi-final Man United was yours? That's the furthest I got with Middlesbrough. We played Man United team. It had Brian McClare, Mark Hughes, Brian Robson, Pallister, Steve Bruce, Dennis Elwin, Paul Ince, Peter Schmeichel, the best kid in the world. They had a great team. It was 0-0 here at the Essen Park. I had just returned for a cartilage operation. I'm not making excuses, but in another day I should have scored at least one. I missed 3 good chances. Balls delivered back stick. Big Paul Wilkinson headed them down on a plate and I scuffed 3 of them. As I say, I've been out, got my whole cartilage out. I was only out for 3 weeks and I was back, but no real excuse. They were misses. I deserved the stick. But then the replay, I remember, because it was a 2-leg affair. Second game was at Old Trafford. I think it was about 60,000. It was a rain-trodden evening. And Lee Sharp scored 60-odd minutes, whatever. I scored. Went in extra time. And then Ryan Giggs shanked one. Always remember it. He shanked one off. I know Ryan Giggs was a great player. Didn't shank a lot, but he did shank this one. Hit his shin for sort of inside right. Flew over Stephen Pears into the far corner. And that was us knocked out the cup. When it went into extra time, I honestly thought we were going to progress because we had a younger team, fitter team. Guys like John Henry, there was Jamie Pollock, Paul Wilkinson. We had a lot of good players and young players, but it didn't happen. Frank says, Bernie, last season Chupa Ashpom equalled and took over your 20 league goals. What are you trying to do? Rub it in, Frank. He scored 29 all competitions. What was your best season at Middlesbrough? Now, my best season when I scored 21 league goals was 32. So, yeah, Chupa did brilliant 29, but my top season was 32. I'll come to this one in a minute. Trevor Chavel says, let's hope it's an omen, Bernard. Not won a trophy for 147 years. That's the amount of goals you scored for the Borough. Boom, boom. Trevor, like it. Yeah, some people say 146. No. I scored against Rochdale in a cup competition called the Full Members Cup. And it went in extra time. That's when I scored. And some people leave it out. Well, what are you on about? How can you leave a goal that I scored in extra time out? What do you mean? So those that say 146, the 147 goal was against Rochdale, midweek game, away from home. It was in extra time. and people just write it out the history books as if it never existed, never happened. So if you don't count them, that means if I scored and we won, we wouldn't progress. What a load of old tosh. Colin said he thought he was a central defender. I've lost all track of where we are now, Col. Liam says, Bernie, I seen that Middlesbrough are looking to ban a fan who ran onto the pitch during the Birmingham game after Morgan Rogers scored. I asked this question today and I read briefly about it. I read it in disbelief. So, right, I'm a Middlesbrough fan, been here since 85, so a long time. Played, watched the Borough for many years, still talk about the Borough, still love the Borough, still live in the area. So here we have, let me get my head around this. A fan, he was an adult. He was a fan who's probably intoxicated, probably had a few drinks, and the club sells drink, probably had a few drinks, which I don't drink, but I'm not knocking it because people work all week and deserve a drink if they want to drink. So they're having a blowout, the adrenaline's pumping, Morgan Rogers scores a late winner, which turned out to be the winner. This guy, for whatever reasons, takes a maddie, runs on the pitch, and the club is talking about a ban for life. Are we serious here? When I read it, I thought, this is a April Fool, and it's October. I thought, this is some kind of joke. But then I realised it wasn't. Now, I don't know who, I don't suppose Steve Gibson or the chief executive, I don't think they'll get involved in things like this. I think it'll be some safety security man. A lifetime ban. Whoever's want to give this ban out should give themselves a lifetime ban, because that would be absolutely ludicrous. Ludicrous. If you were to ban somebody that's had a few drinks probably, been working hard all week, adrenaline pumping, shouldn't be in the park. I agree with that. Give him a ban of some sort, but lifetime. Come on. He's not killed anybody. And then I look at the history and I think, so what happens if we get promotion this year? Personally, at the minute, I don't think it will be. Not because we get beat today, even though we won today. I still think top six is a tall order with no striker. End of the season, we get promotion. 15,000 run the pitch. They've been told not to, but they run on. What do? Ban 15,000, then my crown goes down to about 12,000. There's no way it's going to happen. No way. Absolutely no chance. So for me, it's unbelievably bad PR when you're talking about ban the fan for running on the pitch once. If he does it every week, I get it. Would there be no supporters left in Essen Park? I agree with that. As I say, I'm not supporting it. It's wrong. Fans should not be on the pitch. I'm not encouraging it. But how do you stop them when you get promotion? You see it all over Premier League everywhere. You see it at Middlesbrough. I've seen it at Essen Park. I've seen it at the Riverside. What do? Ban them all. You're not going to do that because you lose money. It's bonkers. So I'll come back to that in a minute because there's loads getting involved in that. So that was that. So the guy, might be a woman, the guy or lady who is giving out this lifetime ban, if you're serious, ban yourself. Ban yourself. Because you're living in cuckoo land. And then I look back, it got me thinking other PR things that went wrong at Middlesbrough. I'm a Middlesbrough fan. I love the club. I support the club. I work at the club. But I'm not in bed with anybody. I've got an opinion. And things like this really annoy me. For the working class fan who they want in and say we're for the town and then you ban them. Shouldn't be on the park. He's a man. He's a grown adult. I get all that. But you serve drinking. Some guys maybe overdrink. The adrenaline, sometimes it gets to them. Last minute goal with one. Wow. You look back in 10 minutes, you look back and think, dear God, what was I doing? But a lifetime ban. Then I look back. Remember in 2006, there was a guy ran down the cinder track at the Riverside. I was there live doing the commentary with the late great Ali Brownlee. We're getting beat 4-0 with the Arsenal. Was it the Arsenal? He ran down the cinder track. He got his season ticket and he's fired at Steve McClaren, who's on the bench. Never should have been on the cinder track. Should never have been allowed to go over the hoarding. But he did, and he threw the season ticket. He get that back a week later, and he get back in the ground. That's good. That's good. Shouldn't have done that. Should have got a bit of a ban, but not a lifetime ban, but he get in. Then we had the guy in 2004. I spoke to him on the Legend Show when they did the best show in the area at the time, with myself, Mark McDonald, Derek Gates. 2004, the guy jumped over the guys went to work, he's worked overnight. He's fell asleep during the game. That might have been the Arsenal game. He fell asleep during the game. He's been working overnight, night shifts. No doubt he's had a bit of drink. Fell asleep on his own chair. He got arrested, ended up in court. And he got his season ticket taken off, but I think the judge or whatever happened in court, he got away with it. But even to go that far, Embarrassing. And then the biggest one was a lady. It was a lady, I know for definite it was a lady, because she actually got a job for England on the back of it. Sent letters to season ticket holders. I was playing five-a-side at the time, every Sunday with lads, and a lot of season tickets and massive Borough fans. And they handed me this one Sunday night, and I looked at it, went, read this, and I read it, and I went, shut up, that's bull. No, Bernie, that's serious, that's true. You can look it up. Season ticket holders got a letter saying, would you please keep the noise down? Keep the noise down at a football game. I'm glad she moved on, but she went to England, believe it or not. Can't remember her name, I'd have mentioned her. But anyway, so come on, let's sanity prevail. People make mistakes. I think you should get away with it once. If the guy ran on again, yeah, get out and do what you want. But you're selling drink. People get intoxicated. I don't drink, so I don't know what it's like. I can only surmise and think. And I've seen mates who got a few drinks become happy, hairy, scary, or bonkers, one way or the other. But to ban them, come on. You're not going to bring fans back by banning people for doing things like that. Nobody hangs around long enough, money talks. But never achieves again because nobody hangs around long enough, money talks. Yeah, talking about the goals again, yeah. Stuart Cooley says, nothing wrong with a good cup run, Bernie. I still enjoy them, even if others don't. Well done, Stuart. And he said, would have been no supporters left at Erson Park. Erson Park, you used to go on the, you got a corner to get on the park at Erson Park. Samuel Elliott says, they ban that guy, it then sets a precedent. Do they ban all those full-scale pitch invasions? Poor show. Samuel, it's impossible. If we get promotion or we win a cup, 15,000 people on the pitch, are you going to ban them all? Of course you're not. It's like one shout, somebody shouts a slur at a player or a referee or anything, and they ban them. I see Celtic Rangers games when Derby's in Scotland. I'm just going to the extreme here, where they sing bigoted songs, both sets of fans. Still got a bitterness up there, in sectarian lunatics. They sing it. 60,000 sing one song or the other, depending what part they're at, Parkhead or Ibrox. Did they get banned? No. It's easy to ban one guy. Try banning a lot of them. But for me, it's a poor PR stunt if the clubs... I mean, I only read it the other day and it came officially for the Middlesbrough website. And I thought, wow, an all-time ban. And by the way, if you know the guy, here you go. I'd love to talk to him. I'd love him to come on here. I'd love to meet him and chat to him about it, to see what he really feels. Because all the press in bed and all that, they won't be allowed to talk to him. I'm not in bed with anybody. I'd like to talk to that guy. So if you know him, live next door, I'd like to chat to him and find out what he's feeling, why he did it. You know, does he feel it's harsh? Is he going to accept it? Is he going to grow a beard and disguise himself in again? You know, run the park is wrong. I don't encourage it. I would discourage fans, no matter what age, going on the pitch. But I get it as a fan. I've been a fan since a kid in Glasgow. Been at some massive games, European games, finals, semi-finals. And there's times I want to run the pitch. But a lifetime ban, dear God. We have some garbage strikers over the years, too many to mention here. Good ones, few and far between. As for Ian, I like Jan Fjortov, loved his goal celebration. That's the thing, Ian. I mean, I jumped in the fence, people remember that. I remember Ravanelli pulling the shot off his head, his six-pack. But I asked it. I went to Rome to interview Ravanelli years ago for Borough TV. And I remember asking, would you have pulled that if you had a big belly instead of a six-pack? And he laughed and he says no. But I loved Ravanelli's. I loved Jan Fjortov's The Aeroplane Light. I loved that. I like people enjoying scoring goals. Sherry, I know we're talking about a Geordie, but he used to just lift his hand up. That was cool. But I like to see big celebrations. I don't think it's pre-planned. Well, it wasn't for me. People would say, what are you doing jumping the fence? It's adrenaline, like the guy running onto the field. It's adrenaline. I get it. The guys who's going to give him a lifetime ban have never probably been a fan. They probably don't even support Middlesbrough. They've just got a job to do and they want to be the big I-ams and wear whatever, controlling people. But yeah, much worse things going on in the world than some random Borough fan running the pitch. Bonkers deciding if it's true. Well, Sammy, it is true because, I mean, I didn't quiz anybody today. I should have, but I was that busy. It's ludicrous. It's poor PR. Poor PR. if you ban somebody for running in the park for a lifetime. If you're trying to get more fans back and you do that to one of their own, it won't work. I just say the guy's wrong. I'm telling you it's wrong. I'd say to the guy's face it's wrong, but does he deserve a lifetime ban? On a positive note, Bernie, it was good to see Dick Steele come on, getting game time. We do need a striker, mind, but who? I don't know, Brad. John Brad. I don't know who's available. I don't know what money's available. I know the January window's coming up. Let's hope we rope one or two in. But yeah, it was good to see Dick Steele return. He's been out and about and disappeared for a while, and he's back. And so good luck to the lad. What about the Flair today? Fire risk or what? Well, that's a good point, Michael. I remember years ago it made me laugh as well at Middlesbrough. I don't know who makes these decisions. I agree with you. Let's keep the face. Still in the last 6. Let's batter Plymouth rather, to Dan Smith. I can finally see some of these now. Bernie, crap today. The ball out for John Swainson. Dan Smith says, can't wait to see who comes in January, Bernie. We need to bring in an experienced striker, a young Coburn. He will come good. Andrew, is it Bitcham? Not seen the match. Living away. Engel could have he done better for both goals, possibly. And everyone, back result, these things happen. Let's get back to winning ways for Darren Smith. So a host of them. We try and get back on track Tuesday for Izzy Jones. Sorry, what about the Flair today? Yeah, there was a Flair, so I'm sitting in the main stand, way to the right. Red Faction, they brought out a big banner. Did it say Middlesbrough Ultras? And then they burnt this big red flare. Somebody next to me says, is it a light? And then the smoke started billowing out. Yeah. Hey, look, I've seen them around grounds, Glasgow and in England. I think that's a bigger thing than running in the park. That is dangerous. People could be blinded by that. Don't get me wrong, I love the atmosphere, I love the flares, I love banners. But years ago, I remember somebody at the club says, oh, the banners have to be fireproof. So you tell me that every time a fan goes through with a flag, that the steward would light a lighter to see if it's fireproof. Did they do that at Anfield, Celtic Park? Nonsense. People are just looking to occupy their time, I think. Right, we're ready. We've got 2 minutes and then I'm off. I'm going for a curry and I'm going to watch the fight tonight. I had a boxer tonight, thanks to Michael Webster. He's fighting on the 4th of November at Eston Leisure Centre. He's a professional boxer. This is his 9th professional fight. And I had him as a guest in the lounge today, and people seem to take to him, like him. He was funny. Had his opinions, and I was asking him about the fight tonight, and he says, well, if you were giving me 200, because I was accusing boxers of selling their souls and, killing the game, the sport, if you like, to a degree. And he says, well, if you gave me 200 million, I would do it. And the thing he did mention, he mentioned that he has to flog the tickets. This is a professional boxer. We always look at the top, like Tyson Fury, who's minted now and selling his soul for money. This guy has to sell his own tickets and then go and do the fight and be professional. He's not a guy that goes out and sells tickets of big companies. That's yeah, I thought that was sad. We're over here. We've got last one. I want to try and get this out of the way. No, I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave it. Right, last cut one, that's it. From past experience, it's just euphoria, Bernie, at the time. Euphoria is a good word. I take it you're talking about the lad running the pitch. It is euphoria. Excitement. You do things. I used to jump the fence. It wasn't pre-planned. I got told off with the safety officer at the time, do not, in front of all the players and the manager, we don't want you jumping the fence again. When you score a goal, you can incite trouble and violence. I'm thinking, my own supporters anyway. Next game scored, I was on the fence. Whatever he said in my ears, I thought, adrenaline. I forgot about him. It had gone. I remembered afterwards, but too late. Think the safety officer who you told fans to be quiet was called Sue Watson. Sue Watson, yeah, she went and got a job at England. Sue Watson putting out a letter to fans. I know it's hypothetical. No, it's not hypothetical, it's true, but it's in the past. I mean, it's all got water under the bridge, but it's all worth mentioning when we're talking about lifetime ban. Let's put things in perspective. Bit of reality, bit of common sense. The guy's wrong for running the pitch. Ban him for a few games. Lifetime, pathetic. Pathetic. But Sue Watson, pathetic. Sending letters, keep the noise down at a football game. Dear goodness, where did she come from? And Bernie, why do you think we looked like a team today that lost the last 6 games, not win them? Mark, just simplistic answer. They closed us down, didn't allow us to lift our heads, didn't allow us to pass the balls at leisure, didn't give us a moment, we're on our case every time, and that panicked us. We couldn't go, oh, there you go, oh, Dale, you have the ball, oh, here, you take it. We didn't allow that luxury today. Other teams have sat back, watched us, admired us and get done. Neil's went, we don't allow them to play, they're a better team than us, and we are a better team in Stoke. As well as good strikers, we've had some really poor ones in the past. Macaroni, Alves, Boxes. Boxes was a great striker but didn't play enough. Alves, we better with Elvis. Macaroni, I'd rather have him on toast and cheese. Colin Fry says, did that letter mention the fans banging on back of the stand? Probably did, Colin. Patrick Moses says, if he'd attacked a player then he would deserve it. But for celebrating, well, he never attacked a player. Right, last one, that's it. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. I'm back again. Part 2, Total BS on Monday. Part 2 of Bruce Rake. If you listen to 1, I'm sure you've been intrigued with 2. The majority is about Middlesbrough now. He's got his feet under the table. He has to go through all the scenarios, and it's really interesting. And you can watch it on YouTube visually, as well as vocally. You can watch it visually on YouTube. Bruce Rake, Total BS. Then I'm on Tuesday at 10, hopefully talking about a quarter-final game where we're going to play, hopefully, Mansfield or Port Vale, or Arsenal and Man United, whoever. Thanks very much for joining us. Up the border. It's only one game today, not down the dump, just disappointing.